Hi, my name is Skylar Stasney, and I'm the Curator of Copshaholm here at the History Museum. Today on Curiosities of Copshaholm, I'm going to talk about the billiard room here at the mansion and also a little bit about the history of billiards. So the billiard room here at the mansion was primarily used by the men, and it was typically the place that they would go to after a dinner party. So the men would all come up here and play games here in the billiard room, like billiards or mahjong set in the back over there, or they would go out onto the smoking porch to have a cigar, smoke a pipe, and do fun things with their buddies. But the billiard room also didn't always look like this. It wasn't this lovely beige color that we have. It actually had a tropical wallpaper that went all the way around the room, and there's actually still a little bit of it left behind one of the bookcases when you come into this room from the ballroom. Billiards is a 12-point game, and it's played using 2 white balls and 1 red ball, and the object of the game is to hit either your opponent's ball or the red ball to score points. And this could either be done on teams or one-on-one. And so if you missed hitting your opponent's ball or the red ball, you would lose points. And this actually later changed to be a 16-point game around 1983. And since billiards was such a popular game that many people were able to play, it moved indoors during the 17th century because weather started having an impact on the game. And so that's when they created a billiards table. So billiards table is really similar to this one that we have here. And it would have a green tablecloth over top of it to represent grass, and it would have wooden rails along the side to keep the game in play. Now you'll notice that this table has pockets. That's because this is set up to be a pool table, and pool and billiards are 2 different games. So with this table, we're actually able to remove the sides to take out the pockets to make it into a billiards table. So another type of billiards that can be played is called 5-pin billiards, and you play that game using 5 miniature bowling pins, or they're also called skittles, and then the 3 balls that I showed you earlier. So these skittles are usually, there are 4 that are white, but in our case we have some natural looking ones, and then a 5th that is red, while ours is black. And you set them up in kind of a plus sign formation, and the object of the game is to use your white ball, which might either be plain or have a black dot on it to differentiate yours from your opponent's. And you're going to use that to hit your opponent's ball to knock over these pins. You can also use your cue ball to hit your opponent's cue ball, or strike the red ball to also hit the pins. If you hit the white pins, they're worth 2 points. If you hit just the red pin without hitting any other pins, it's worth 10 points. But if you hit the red pin while hitting other pins, then it's only worth 4 points. And this game can be played to pretty much whatever points you want to play it to at the time. So we've got 2 different ways of keeping track of score. So there's this scoreboard here, and then there's also something called a score chain that's much longer. So here we have a score chain that goes up to 50 and counts down by 10s. Like I mentioned before, pool and billiards are very similar games. Pool was derived from billiards, and it involved more balls to play with. So it's a game using 1 cue ball and then 15 balls of different colors. So they're divided into solids and stripes, and it's played by trying to sink all of your balls before your opponent can sink all of theirs. And one of the biggest differences in playing this game is that it has the pockets on the table, whereas billiards does not. And pool is still a very popular game. The most common way to play pool is 8-ball pool. So that's played by sinking all the balls of your color and then winning the game by sinking the 8 ball and calling out the pocket that you're going to sink it into. And so one big thing that changed about billiards and pool is with billiards, it went from using wooden balls to using ivory balls. So all of the balls that I've shown you today for billiards are ivory, and then all of the pool balls that we have are also made of ivory. And another difference, and it might seem like a small difference, but The cues that you use in pool are slightly smaller or shorter than the cues that you use for billiards. And the tips of it are also a little bit different. So billiards uses a bit of a leather tip, whereas pool uses a little bit less leather. All the differences between pool and billiards are very, very small and don't seem super significant when it comes to how it actually looks, but the gameplay is very different. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Curiosities of Copshaholm. We offer first floor tours daily, and you can join me next time when I'll be talking a little bit more in this room about the smoking porch.